And the Florida Panthers take a 3-2 lead in the Eastern Conference Final with a 3-2 win in Game 5.
With a colossal 3-2 win, the Florida Panthers just stunned the Rangers and their fans at MSG. The President Trophy winners are now officially on the ropes and are in danger of being eliminated in the conference finals. With them getting vastly outplayed for majority of the series and their top stars going missing when it matters the most, the New York Rangers seem broken. And while it's easy to say that one team is underperforming, we may just be witnessing an absolute masterclass from their opponent. With the series being 2-2 going into Game 5, the score has made it look more even than it is. At times during this series, it has looked like the Florida Panthers versus Igor Shesterkin. The Panthers in Games 3 and 4 absolutely dominated the New York Rangers. I mean, just look at this. With every single stat in the shot attempt comparison, the Panthers completely blew New York out of the water in every category. In all areas of the game, the Panthers are putting on a masterclass and slowly breaking down the Rangers to the point where they look like they have nothing left. The reason for that is because of the Panthers' number one weapon in their relentless forecheck. All series long, the forecheck has been a nightmare for the Rangers defense. The result has made the Rangers D both physically and mentally exhausted and has ultimately forced them to make mistakes. Here, the Panthers rim the puck to start the forecheck, and the F1 is going to go right through and take body positioning for the F2 to get possession. The Rangers attempt to clear that, but again, the Panthers stuff it, and the cycle continues. As Florida goes for a change, the relentlessness of Barkov as the F1 just keeps the Rangers hemmed in despite having 3 guys back. Then it just turns into a dog of a shift to drive through the check and force the Rangers D to make a mental error up the boards. The result leads to a grade A chance for the Florida Panthers. Now, Rangers fans can take comfort in the fact that pretty much any team that goes up against the Panthers usually struggle to break out the puck. But in Game 5, the Panthers added a twist to their forecheck. In Game 5, the Panthers consistently got behind the Rangers D after a turnover off their forecheck. Here, the F2 misses getting a clean check, but the pressure is enough for the Rangers D to lose possession up the wall. Now notice here how 2 Panthers forwards stay low, and then just a fantastic heads-up play by Forsling to slap this deep for a glorious chance one-on-one with Shesterkin. Unfortunately, the Igor says no and turns it away, but this was a look that the Panthers got multiple times in this game. With Florida knowing that their aggression is going to cause turnovers in the Rangers' end, they purposely had at least one guy hang down low behind coverage for a sneaky option to the net. With the quick change in possession, the Panthers catch the Rangers being slow to their man-on-man coverage or just simply not picking up their check at all. While this set play didn't result in a goal, it's this heavy style of game that the Panthers play that just wears down the Rangers mentally. The result is a lot of bobbled pucks, errant passes, and just flat-out brain cramps. Now, where the Panthers really beat the Rangers in Game 5 was off the rush. This is the area where New York is supposed to shine, but in Game 5, the Panthers took a potential rush play for New York and countered with their own. On goal number 1, Lafreniere is going to try a cross-ice play to Trocheck, but the Panthers D shuts that right down at the blue line and they create a turnover. Forsling is going to jump up in the play, and that makes this a 4-on-3 instead of a 3-on-3. Forsling knows that Lafreniere is not a D-man and not familiar in this position to pick up his check, so he sneaks behind him, and Bennett sends a perfect pass over for a beautiful finish on the backhand. Now, in goal number 2, the Panthers counter after a missed chance for the Rangers on the rush, and it's just the little things fundamentally that are winning games for Florida. It's a textbook 3-on-2 play as Tarasenko drives straight to the net and runs just enough of an interference to open up space for Lundell, and that ultimately ends up being your game winner. Going by the numbers provided by Stathletes on Twitter, in Game 1, the Rangers led Florida 4-1 in odd man rushes, but in Games 2 to 5, the Panthers have outchanced them 22-9 off the rush, and it played a direct factor into the result of Game 5. In the areas in which the Rangers were supposed to have an edge, the Panthers are beating them at their own game. More importantly, that includes special teams. This was the Rangers' bread and butter coming into this series, and they're getting beat by the Panthers on both ends. Aside from a shorthanded goal from Kreider in Game 5, they were operating at 67% on the penalty kill. The Rangers play a box structure on the PK, and the Panthers typically run a 1-3-1 like most power plays in the league. But in this series, the Panthers start with 3 players high and 2 players low to spread out the Rangers. The puck movement and space gets the Rangers to break out of their box as Trouba flexes out to pressure the puck carrier. As this happens, Reinhart shifts into the middle for their normal 1-3-1 structure, and with the Rangers box now broken, Panthers get the 2v1 look that they want down low, and this poor sap is all alone while Florida wins the game. To compound the special teams issue, the Rangers are 1 for 14 in the series on the power play. Stopping a great power play is all about denying entries and pressuring at the right moments. The Rangers were 0-3 in Game 5, but this has been an issue all series. The Panthers are simply denying entries at the blue line, and if the Rangers do finally get established, the Panthers' aggressiveness and support along the wall for 50-50 pucks has been giving the Rangers' best players very little space to make a play. And despite creating a shorthanded goal in Game 5, Kreider, Zibanejad, and Panarin have been completely shut down in this series as they've combined for only 1 goal. The media is all over them, and rightfully so when looking at the numbers. With Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider on the ice at 5-on-5 this series, the Rangers have spent more time in the D zone and less time in the O zone with the puck on their sticks than in the previous 2 rounds. The result prior to Game 5 was 0 goals and only 4 scoring chances. The Panthers' best players in Game 5 were a little bit more involved and had some good chances, but in the end, they didn't produce a goal when they needed one badly. For as broken as the Rangers might look right now, it's more so that the better team is simply starting to show. The more I watch the Panthers, the more they look like a team that is just built for the playoffs. Their other quality has been their mental patience throughout this entire series. Igor Shesterkin has looked unbeatable at times, and despite the Panthers outshooting and outplaying the Rangers, they stayed patient to their game even when the results had New York up 2-1 in this series. Even in Game 5, when the game was tied at 1, just listen to Tkachuk describe the mentality of the Panthers bench.
All right, so now third period, it's 1-1. Lundell scores a goal about halfway through. Take us onto the ice or under the bench, and then what changes then for you guys? What's the description of the coaching telling you guys when you get that 2-1 lead?
Why don't we change a thing? We're playing really well right now. Like, keep the forecheck up, keep hitting pucks in behind to make them change sides, shoot the puck, try to score the next one. I thought we did a great job with that.
With the series shifting back to Florida for a Game 6, it may feel like the Rangers have no answer, but in terms of shot attempts and overall play, the Rangers were right there in Game 5 with the Panthers. New York fans are looking for someone to step up and be their Mark Messier in this moment, but the Panthers may simply just be too much. So, what do you think about this series so far? Who surprised you? Who's pissed you off? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you want to catch more NHL playoff breakdowns, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss a thing.